Welcome, creatives and cat lovers. He's decided he's taking over our video. If you've been here before, welcome back. If it's your first time, welcome to the channel. I'm Nikki, and this is your cozy corner for wonderfully quirky, whimsical, little storybook-esque art tutorials that are perfect for the whole family. Think illustrative clip art on cuteness overload. Around here, creativity, imagination, and authenticity are the name of the game. So yes, rainbow unicorns are totally welcome, or in today's tutorial, rainbow bunny rabbits are also totally available. Grab your sketchbooks, get comfy, and let's doodle our way to a world where lines come to life and creativity runs wild. All right, for this one, we want our pencil to start with, and we want our paper going portrait so that we have it taller than it is wide. I'm going to use this, the iPad, to kind of show you guys my slides, because going live, you can't do everything in the same way you can when you're recording. So we are going to start our bunny with the face. Of course, he's got a hat on, so we're not going to do the top of the head. Do a little rounded oval shape in your pencil. Add a little muzzle or a tall rainbow shape. Give him a cute little nose. You could even do a heart shape or more of a rounded square. A little line down underneath his nose with a curve to either side. Any kind of eyes you want. You can do the round eyes like I have here. You can even do like a window eye, I call them. Whatever style you want. This is your drawing, and I want it to look like your drawing. I want it to look like mine, just done differently. I like to give my animals little eyebrows or eyelashes. It just gives them so much more of a personality and expression. And of course, we need some really thin-lined whiskers. Next, we're going to add the hat and ears of our bunny. Which order you do those in is kind of up to you. I like to start with the brim of my hat first. And because Santa hats are usually kind of fluffy and cotton-esque, I like to do a kind of wavy one. Then I add my ears. I imagine that the Santa hat has little holes poking through that allow the ears to come in front of the hat itself. And then we're going to add the hat kind of into the rest of it. So I'm just going to pretend like this continues through. This is going to come up here. And then we're going to, that line's kind of off. That's why we start in pencil. It's got a little bit more of a elfish hat today. It's okay. And I might make this an actual ornament instead of a floof ball. You can decorate your hat with any pattern you want. I kind of like to leave that until the end when I kind of decide what the background of my drawing is going to be. But if you want to add that now, you totally can. What are your go-to patterns for Christmas? It's like polka dots, tangled lights, stripes, candy canes, snowflakes. There's a lot of options. Let me know in the chat which ones you like to use. Next, we're going to add our bunny's body. I start with a little narrower area at the top for a neck and then curve around. This bunny's got his arms behind his back because he's holding a super special Christmas present for his friend. So I just kind of have it curved. These are like his elbows with his arms hiding behind there. Of course, bunnies have ginormous feet, thumper feet. Though my Lynx Point Siamese cat totally has thumper feet too. I always make fun of him when he lays all stretched out, how thumper-esque it is. Now, you can add the curve of the body or the belly of your animal, but it's Christmas. Why don't we add a Christmas sweater? Add a little neckline. This is where imagination and creativity are the best, when you get to make it your own and do something totally different with it. I'm thinking his sweater would probably be long sleeve, so we're not going to see the cuff on the arm because it's going to be in the back. Now, I still don't know how I want to decorate it yet because I'm going to match it to the hat. So I'll get to that after the fact. Let's move on to his super special present. We're going to start with kind of a rocket ship shape, a pointy, rounded edge there for the carrot. Pretend like it continues across the body, getting a little wider. Skip a little area for the bow, and then curve around. Make sure this feels like it's connecting. I kind of use a lot of my paper, so I think my little leaves are going to kind of hang down instead of being poking out. For the bow, I start with a rounded square or circle shape for the center. Add a teardrop to the top corner on either side. And then it's almost like a sideways heart, and then it connects back. So it's like a bump, a hill, valley, and another bump. I did add the little ribbon part hanging down on this guy. You don't have to. Again, trying to make them the same size. That's always my challenge. And carrots have a lot of texture, so add some little lines in. Try not to make a pattern, but you know, our brains are kind of tricky like that. They like to make patterns, so we almost have to try super hard not to create some kind of pattern like up, down, up, down, up, down. You know, you try, you do the best you can. The last step to this drawing is to add all those whimsical details. So backgrounds, the snow underneath him. I like to just add kind of a line. I had two different kind of snow lines coming in. I put a Christmas tree in the background of my original, but it could also be snowflakes, and the cat's back for more. Say hi to Dave. Dave, say hi to everybody. All right, let's get you off the drawing now. I think because I don't have a ton of room back here, I'm going to do snowflakes in this one. And my favorite way to do snowflakes is to do a big plus sign with a littler X across it, and then add little circles on the end. You could totally deck these out and design different shapes on the ends, play with different lines kind of added to it. I mean, snowflakes are kind of magical, so they can be whatever you want. And I won't do all of them big because I like to do just little circles kind of throughout too, to give it like far away and up close feeling. So also at the bottom here in the snow, I like to do little zigzaggy wiggles just to show that the snow is imperfect and that he's walked in it. Okay. So I'm going to switch now and outline all of this. We don't need these anymore. So I'm going to take my Sharpies, and I will use the different Sharpies for different parts because they create different lines. So I'm going to start with my thin lines and work on those first, and then I'll go back in with my thicker Sharpie and do the rest of the details. Excuse Dave, he is not used to me doing lives. He thinks that everything should be recorded and he can do whatever he wants. You know, that's what COVID kitties are all about. They do not have personal boundaries. In fact, he's waking up his brother now, who is sleeping nicely next to me. Walk across, no, hit my pen again. By switching out which Sharpie you use, you'll get different textures and thicknesses to your line, which just makes it more realistic too, or look more dimensional, because nothing in life is perfectly the same all the time. Even when we try to make it perfectly the same. One of the reasons I don't like to crochet items that come in twos, like socks and mittens, much prefer to make things that I just have to do one of. Even though I've crocheted for decades, I just do not like if I have to make them exactly perfect. I feel like that's kind of like the point of art and creating is to make it your own and roll with the punches. As Bob Ross said, happy accidents are good. You can kind of see that the smaller detail lines are what I'm outlining with my smaller ultra fine point Sharpie. I definitely have these on subscriber reorder constantly on Amazon. I love that subscriber function because you can save 15% on top of getting what you need when you need it. Like cat's flea medicine, it just comes on the first of the month, and then I know it has to go on them. I have to remember to go buy it. My ADHD self says, yeah, I just did that. And then it'll be 3 or 4 months later, and then, I'll be getting bit, and I don't want that. I don't really know how with indoor cats we get fleas, but we live in a very clay and sandy environment, so maybe that is why. We'll see if that changes when we move to Arizona later. Well, next year now. I guess it's not quite 2025 yet. And when you do these snowflakes, they don't have to be all on the page. You can have them kind of going off the page as well. You can play with size too. They don't all have to be exactly the same. No two snowflakes are ever the same. We actually had snow for Halloween this year and currently have 50-degree temperatures now the week before Christmas. So we'll see if here in Michigan we actually get snow for Christmas. All right, I'm going to swap to my other fine point, which I don't really understand why they call this a fine point, because to me it's more of a bullet point, but you do you, Sharpie. Again, have these on order too. I personally love drawing animals in like human form. There's a fancy word for it. I'm drawing a blank for right now. But like adding sweaters and glasses and making them be gift giving, it just feels magical, I guess. I love the magic of Christmas and the magic of art. So together, they're kind of perfect. Now, I've kind of learned that I'm not the video editor, super cool, whatever. My superpower is more connection. So I'm going to really focus on doing more lives this next couple of weeks while my in-person classes are on break for holiday. And hopefully, a schedule will emerge. I'm not going to put myself in a box yet because, ADHD, I will definitely not stick with it unless it works. So I'm just going to focus on getting online. Hopefully somebody will join me. And if not, you can watch the replays. I mean, if I'm talking to myself, that's really nothing new. It's okay. Don't mind at all. Or I'll be over here talking to my cats. That's okay too. But definitely check back. I'm going to do a bunch of Christmas drawings because most magical time of the year. In fact, some of my students are at Disney right now, which makes me so jealous. Being in the most magical place at the magical time of year that it is. I've never been to Disneyland, so when we move next year to Phoenix area, I'm excited to be within driving distance so that hopefully I'll get there sooner rather than later, especially with my new grandbaby daughter. And what's better than Disney than through the eyes of a kid who sees the true magic of the holiday and the magic of Disney and Mickey. All right, I think I'm going to do spirals. I don't know, I'm feeling spirals. Chaotically whimsical. So who's drawing along today and who is just here feeling the vibe? I know yesterday I was not painting, but I was watching a weekend marathon of Bob Ross live. And it was just so cool to be with other people talking about art, even though I wasn't creating. But today I will be creating and packing, sadly, but that's for the joy of getting out of this cold climate. Maybe a few little circles or spots. I think polka dots are like the most happy pattern ever. Like you cannot be sad when you're looking at polka dots. So you will find I use polka dots a lot because I like to be happy. I like to create my own happiness because life doesn't always give you that. And I think this is going to be an ornament. So I'm going to write joy. And that is my whimsical Christmas bunny. I hope you had fun joining us on this live today. And come back tomorrow for another one. Who knows what time? Who knows where? Well, where is here? But anyways, who knows what drawing we'll be doing. But it will be another Christmas one. Be sure to tag me in your finished drawings and comment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any other drawings. Thanks for stopping by. Bye, everyone.